aircraft, one of the most rugged airplanes built in World War II, and that was the Republic P-47 Thunderbolt. And Fairchild Republic, grandson of the same company that built the P-47, is responsible for building this A-10 Thunderbolt II that you see off to the left. One of the most ungainly airplanes ever to fly in American skies or ever to fly in any theater of war. But it is more potent than almost anything else out there, and Bobby Williams will be telling you about it in just a bit. All right, we're just hearing from our boss that the A-10 pilot, Paul Harb Brown, the captain, is going to do a little weather check to make sure that he's got enough ceiling to do his entire routine and to decide which maneuvers he can and cannot do safely here at the Prairie Air Show. So that'll be going on here after he launches. But we'll take a look at this A-10 as he spools up those big General Electric engines. And then if you'll also look to the left, you will see a much smaller airplane. It is known as the P-51 Mustang, built by North American Aviation. From 1941 through 1945, over 15,000 P-51 Mustangs were built. This one is being flown by Vlado Lennick from up in Illinois, up near Chicago. And he is flying an airplane known as Excalibur. And it'll be participating in a part of the show just after the A-10 Thunderbolt II does his full demo for us today. On the roll, let's listen. Bobby, that's one quiet airplane, I tell you. It doesn't look like it doesn't make a lot of noise except when it's got that, what is in the nose of that thing that's in the front? What does it do? What is that called? It's called a gun of some sort?
I believe you're referring to the Gatling gun.
I am indeed. He's saying it so understated, you're referring to the Gatling gun, but we'll find out a little bit more about that in just a couple of seconds. He's doing a weather check, gonna get up there and fly. You can see him working, Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the narrator for your A-10 Thunderbolt II demonstration from Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. Staff Sergeant Bobby Williams. Bobby, take it away.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the 2008 Prairie Air Show. In just a few moments, you'll be watching the West Coast A-10 demonstration team from the Air Combat Command's 355th Fighter Wing, located at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson, Arizona. The pilot for today's demonstration is Captain Paul Harb Brown from Duncanville, Texas. Captain Brown is a veteran fighter pilot with more than 3,100 hours in various aircraft and 128 combat missions over Afghanistan. Launching Captain Brown today is Staff Sergeant Jennifer Erickson from Shelby Township, Michigan, and Airman First Class Thomas Cannon from Richmond, Virginia. Also assisting today is Maintenance Team Member Senior Airman Kent Sedgwick from Topeka, Kansas. Our safety officer is Captain Joseph Rifle Shetterly from Kansas City, Kansas. And I am Air Force Staff Sergeant Bobby Williams from Jackson, Ohio. It is my distinct privilege to describe for you a capability demonstration by the world's most heavily armed and armored close air support aircraft, the rugged and dependable A-10 Thunderbolt II. The A-10 is capable of operating from much shorter runways than conventional fighter attack aircraft. Captain Brown demonstrated that capability today when he lifted off in only 1,500 feet. In fact, even with a 16,000-pound bomb load, A-10s can still take off in less than 4,000 feet. Because of its toughness, tenacity, and devastating good looks, the people who know it best, the pilots who fly it, and the mechanics that maintain it have unofficially dubbed it the Warthog. Built into the Hog's big airframe are responsiveness, simplicity, survivability, and lethality. Today, these battle-tested aircraft are assigned to Air Force units around the world, including Europe and the Pacific. Here at home, Air Combat Command, the Air National Guard, and the Air Force Reserves all fly the A-10. Right, Captain Brown and the A-10 Thunderbolt 2. Captain Brown is repositioning the A-10 for a slow roll along the show line to demonstrate the Hog's precise handling characteristics. As Captain Brown rolls the A-10, you will notice a fake canopy painted on the belly of the aircraft, directly underneath the cockpit. This false canopy is designed to deceive enemy ground troops as to the Warthog's direction of turn. Now from the left, Captain Brown and the slow roll. Captain Brown is now configuring the A-10 for a pass down the runway, where he will perform an aileron roll at show center. During this maneuver, he will demonstrate the Hog's rapid roll capability by rolling his 35,000-pound aircraft at almost 200 degrees per second. And now from the right, Captain Brown displaying the Warthog's rolling maneuverability. Two General Electric turbofan engines add more than just power to its performance. They're also smokeless and much quieter than comparable engines. This makes the airplane much harder to hear and aids immensely in achieving tactical surprise when attacking from all altitudes. The Hog's engines are also extremely fuel efficient, enabling it to fly more than 2,000 miles without refueling. Add in-flight refueling and a Warthog can fly non-stop to Europe and the Middle East. Captain Brown is now repositioning his aircraft to perform a level 360-degree high G turn. It's the A-10's quick turn rate and small turn radius, which enables it to work effectively over the battlefield, even under marginal weather conditions. Captain Brown just completed that turn in only 1,400 feet. On the battlefield, this capability allows the pilot to avoid his weapons and then turn quickly to stay outside of enemy air defenses. Captain Brown is now positioning his aircraft to demonstrate the A-10's slow speed controllability at its final approach airspeed of 140 miles per hour. This slow speed approach will give you a good chance to see the Warthog's paint scheme, one that's designed to make it more difficult to pick up visually. This design also reduces infrared radiation, which helps the A-10 defeat enemy heat-seeking missiles. And now from the right, Captain Brown. Let's go to the cockpit of his aircraft and see if he has any words for us today.
A-10 West Coast demonstration team is proud to be here from Tucson, Arizona. We'd like to thank the Peoria committee for coming out and bringing the winds and weather to enjoy the show with us today. It looks like I can see some heavy friction in this field, but see if I can take it off.
Thank you, Captain Brown. The A-10's maintainability is proven every time it flies in every imaginable climate. During deployments including Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Allied Force, Enduring Freedom, and Iraqi Freedom, the Hog has consistently demonstrated its ability to fly more than 4 sorties per day, a tribute to the skill and dedication of the magnificent maintenance crew.